When did Barbie release? 21st July 2020. It's been almost a year since Barbie came out, and this is the first time in a long time I have seen some genuine excitement in people to watch a comedy movie in theaters. Sure, we did have good movies, but strikes, delays, below average superhero releases, and movies that just did average, or we had action movies that was super serious. But the real Barbenheimer actors coming together have created something interesting. Ryan Gosling is killing it everywhere. Whatever he does, intentionally or not, just seems to work. From playing Ken in Barbie, which became one of the highest grossing movies of all time, to singing I'm Ken at the Oscars, or his reaction to the song winning Critics' Choice Awards, it's legendary. In Fall Guy, he seems to be in the same energy, confused, lost, hilarious, and acting like everything's under control, even when sometimes it might not be. He, alongside Emily Blunt, not only make this movie entertaining, but also meaningful and deep in many ways. This is a meta movie showing meta-ness within a movie. You watch a movie where a stunt performer and a first-time director are shooting for a movie with dialogues and remarks thrown around as a plot for the movie they are making, which also becomes the movie you are watching. What does that mean? What I mean is, this movie has a lot of cool stuff you see just because of the meta-ness it does. There are cool props in the movie sets they are shooting in that just randomly makes a scene hilarious within a serious conversation that's happening. There are random movie set terms thrown around, showing how the life of an action hero is behind the scenes, how chaotic it can get, how producers sometimes can interfere in the direction of a movie, and how stunt performers play a role in their movie. I can't imagine how chaotic real-life shooting sets might look like during cuts and breaks, where people are double timing their work and their personal conversations. The movie is a warm hug for all the stunt performers, the trained professionals who do all the dangerous work behind the scenes, who make our supposed action heroes into real action heroes. Why I say warm hug is because it does not go on a rant or a monologue about how stunt performers are treated in movie industry. Instead, it just shows the life of a stunt performer, life in a movie set being a stunt artist, where no one directly disregards stuntman, but there are subtle passive-aggressive remarks made throughout the movie, be it assuming how no one cares about them, how they don't show emotions, how less they earn, or how easily replaceable they are, or even how simply they can be thrown under the bus, taking the fall for someone else both literally and figuratively. And with all this, Ryan making a cheeky remark about how it's not even appreciated by a lot of people, how it's not part of the Oscars is everything. Awarding Oscars has been a debatable topic. Does awarding best stunt performers mean they start competing each other by doing even more dangerous stunts, going deadly each time? How does that even work? I know all about this, but let me know what you think in the comments. I'm surprised IMDb says it's an action comedy, which it is, but it also explores the romantic side with Emily and Ryan's character, which is again done in jest throughout the movie, but their chemistry lands so well, like so fast, which I feel is what makes this movie really different than the rest. It's very rare when the romantic pairs are also responsible for pulling off comedy in the movie, which is why you usually see supporting cast doing most of the heavy lifting, a sidekick of the main hero who is always hilarious and entertaining. But in this case, you don't really care about the supporting cast that much, even though they are great, as Ryan and Emily just take the center stage and light it on fire with their magnetic chemistry, be it making a scene heartwarming and romantic, or be it making it absolutely comical. The back and forth scene where they indirectly discuss their personal issue, masking it like a plot of the movie they are shooting in front of the entire crew, has to be my favorite scene in the movie. Because how good the chemistry between Ryan and Emily's character is, you look forward to it unlike any other action movie where you just focus on some serious action. Them being the best part of the movie might also be the reason the other half of the movie might feel like it's going in a different direction. You are so invested in their bonding that when Ryan goes off on the hunt of the actor he's a stunt double for, that just feels like a different movie altogether. The movie tries to bring in multiple genres into one. It's a comedy movie, it's also an action movie, also has a romantic subplot, is trying to be meta, is also about stunt performers, and there are bad guys in the movie as well. And honestly, it does manage to do a lot of those really well, balance it just right. But given there's so much watch, it's inevitable that some things might feel out of the place. There are usual stereotypical self-obsessed bad guys who are just mean. They might not even have a strong reason for it, but they're just straight up bad. Plot that's convenient at times, super villain one-liners, annoying characters you might feel are over the top, but you forgive all of this because the movie is self-aware in what it's doing, and the rest of the movie is really entertaining. But what this movie does the best is stunts, obviously. Not because it has stunts that you have never seen before or it's out of the world. It's because the movie not only shows stunts, but changes how we see stunts in movies. I don't know if it's psychological or whatever, but because this movie is about shooting a movie where stunt performers are called stunt performers, they show us stunts instead of action scenes. So every action scene we see in the movie, be it every car jump, boat jumps, every cannon rolls, we are thinking about the stunt performers doing this, not the actor we see on screen. Never have I seen an action scene being appreciated where you actively think about the stunt performers in your head. Very few people do that. It's usually the actor that lives subconsciously in our head. When I think about all the times I've watched crazy stuff happen, every car jumps in Fast and Furious, I think of Vin Diesel. Unless it's Tom Cruise who does some of his own stunts. The Fall Guy was the first time I was thinking about the stunt guys for every action scene, and not only me, the entire theater was going crazy about it, applauding every action scene, even if it's something we have seen thousands of times before. This, I think, is the biggest win for the movie, changing the way audience sees action scenes and appreciates the hardworking guys working behind the camera with what they deserve. With all said and done, there's comedy in this movie, there's romance, there's two hot actors showing great chemistry, but at the end of the day, it's also an important movie. It might not do that well in the box office, but if it changes how we see action scene in a movie, I'd say that's a win.